We're here with Austin Booker, edge rusher out of Kansas by way of Minnesota, by way of playing football in his hometown just south of Indianapolis, I believe.
Yep.
How's your week been so far? Because we've talked to guys who have spent a lot of time getting their medicals, just sitting around and waiting, and then the interview process. Which has been tougher, the interviews with the teams or just sitting around and waiting to get poked and prodded by the doctors?
I would definitely say just sitting around and waiting. I feel like the interviews were fun. We were just talking football or talking about me. So, I mean, I feel like the interviews were pretty easy, but sitting around was a little boring yesterday for sure.
Yeah, just your track record and history, which there's not a lot of yet.
Yeah.
There's no question about your physical ability, but transferring from Minnesota, coming down, playing 1 year at Kansas, what went into your determining to come out this year only after really one significant year of playing?
Yeah, just overall, I feel like I was physically and mentally ready to play at the highest level. But I also talked to Donald Thomas. I don't know if you know him. He played in the league for about 8 years, and he was just kind of telling me, once you dominate the Big 12, there's no reason to go and dominate it again. You kind of showed everything you need to, and also just going while you're hot is a big thing. You know, anything can happen if you go back and whatnot. So,
what do you say to teams? And I don't know if they've asked you this personally, hey, you may have made a lot more money if you came back another year, or did you're still very raw. I mean, you can't teach the natural athletic skills and everything that you're going to bring.
Yeah.
But did they ask you about you needed another year to develop, or did they think that you were ready to come out? Not you. I know you were ready.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you've been talking to these teams.
Yeah, it's been a mix of both for sure. Like my weight was a big concern or whatnot, but I've already got that up, and I'm gonna show that I can run at the same speed at this combine. And but yeah, a lot of them think I'm ready, and I can compete for sure.
So what was your weight during this fall, and what is it now?
It was like 240 plus, but I don't know. I lost like 8 pounds every game just from sweating and working, and I would get that back up to like 240. But I'm like 245 right now. So.
And that's perfect size, Rick. Right? Do you have any concerns about 245 on his frame? That's going to add more?
No, I was just telling you when I was in Minnesota, anybody with this athleticism and this length that was 245, 250,
right.
The Neil Hunters of the world, DJ Wanhams of the world. Those guys, our defensive coaches love to get a hold of because they know that their ceiling is way up here. You can't teach what he has physically and all the God-given gifts he has, but you can teach the technical part of the game. And it even showed up down at the Senior Bowl
100%.
Where all of a sudden, I watched the Oklahoma game, and then I'm like, I got to go back. Who is this guy? Because I didn't know you were going to come out. And then he's sticking out on tape, and then you go and you see he's continued to rise, and what you did down at the Senior Bowl. Who has helped you the most as you continue to develop as a football player?
I would say outside of all the Kansas coaches, I would say Amariye, just the outside linebackers coach for the Vikings at the Reese Bowl. He taught me so much stuff pass rush wise that I wish I would have had earlier.
So we talked about this with some of the other edge rushers that have come through here, either the combine or during the course of the Senior Bowl, or even the course of the season. You faced some pretty good offensive tackles. Who was your toughest test? And if you struggled against them early, what was your game plan to beat them with the second or third move?
Yeah, I would definitely just say Guyton. He was
Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that was one of your best games too.
Also, yeah. But I feel like I feel like I played best against the best competition. And my competitiveness really comes out. But yeah, Guyton, he's a big dude, but not a lot of people can move like he moves.
Yeah.
And the other game that I thought really stuck out was the Kansas State game. That was a big game for you guys as well, and big game for you.
Yeah, I agree.
So the Senior Bowl, was it what you expected to be? I feel like you exceeded our expectations. I don't know what your expectations were going in. And when you talk to teams there, or even when you talk to teams here, how do they envision using you early on once you get to the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I have high expectations for myself and then nothing but confidence in my game. So it played out like it did, but I'm just super happy for that opportunity to showcase my skills once again. And then for the teams, I feel like it's a mix. I mean, some people want me to be outside linebacker. Some people want me to put a little bit more weight on and be like a fourth down
what do you
hand
want to
in the ground. I feel like I can do whatever. That's the great thing about my game.
Can I cut you off there for a real quick second, because this is driving me crazy because I've listened to this for 30-some years.
Yeah.
You're walking into our building today.
Yeah.
You have to make an impact as a rookie.
Yeah.
One position. What position are you putting yourself in to make an impact as a rookie?
Outside linebacker.
Okay.
Outside
Thank
linebacker.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here because Rick and I have talked about this. Rick, you talked about his frame and how you can't teach that. How did you see that development in Daniil Hunter, and how do you see Austin sort of going down that path? Like, what needs to happen for Austin to have that sort of success?
Okay, Austin, let me sit in that middle seat there so I can. Apparently, I'm getting interviewed. I can't tell all my secrets.
Oh, okay.
One thing that I know is when you watch guys like him on tape, and you see that length, and you see his ability to bend, and he's not stiff through his lower body, and the motor. The one thing you can't teach. When I watch tape, if I got a long athletic guy that can bend, it still is a little raw technically, but plays like his hair's on fire every snap, I can work with that.
Right.
It's the guys that have all this physical ability, but don't play with their hair on fire.
Right.
Or don't play it down in, down out, because you'll see, I mean, playing where you played, but when you get up there, it's either you're going to get eaten or you're going to eat.
Exactly.
Those are the two things.
Yeah.
And when you watch the way he plays, he's going to eat.
Let me ask you, are you okay with the conversation about you haven't yet reached your potential? Does that bother you, or is that something you embrace?
I mean, it doesn't. You just got to embrace it. I feel like I said, I have nothing but confidence in my game, and I feel like I've done a lot at the college level, but just learning new stuff from the NFL guys, learning new stuff from the NFL coaches will just do nothing but improve my game.
Okay, we got to ask you a couple social media questions. We'll let you get out of here. Who is your football GOAT?
Football GOAT. I would say Dwight Freeney.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just coming from Indianapolis,
That's
Dwight
right.
Freeney for sure.
That's a great one.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to ask your question, Rick, or you want me to ask it for you?
No, I'm the official questioner on this social media, and I don't know social media.
Okay.
So.
Could you guess?
This is a joke.
All I know is length and athleticism.
That's right.
And stuff
You're too
that
busy
I can't
grinding
teach.
tape. That's
Yeah,
right.
I can't.
You don't have time for social media.
Yeah. What emoji do you use the most?
The most.
Shoot. I would probably say the laughing emoji. 'Cause,
Okay.
Me and my guys send reels to each other, videos back and forth, and just laughing emoji comes up a bunch.
So when you're watching your tape, you see one of your dudes that's screwed up, you send him a laughing emoji.
Exactly. Send him a video of what he just did. Laughing emojis. Yeah.
You do that for real?
Nah, I mean sometimes.
I do that all the time with him, although I don't know how to use emojis.
Austin, thank you so much. Austin
no
Booker,
problem.
edge rusher out of Kansas, soon to be edge rusher in the NFL. Thanks so much for your time, Austin.
Nah, thank you guys.